Death Valley Days, where Western history comes alive. With your host, Dale Robertson.
Stories of the Old West are stories of hardship and adventure, of dreams and of courage. Stories of the American pioneer are all a part of our past, of our heritage. The history of the Western gold fields is filled with strange tales of how big strikes were made. But none was stranger than the story of the richest mine in Alder Gulch, Montana. Now, most of the strikes in the gold-plated gulch were the result of sweat and elbow grease. But in this case, it was due to the smell of the solid gold pie.
A handsome woman is a jewel. A good woman is a treasure. And you, my fair Lucinda, are the epitome of both.
Never mind the sweet talk, you old villain. Tell me what you've done about that job.
Job? Unfortunately, my dear, the labor consisted of shoveling gravel for hours on end.
It's honest work, and it pays well.
Of course, my dear, but my back, an old war injury, you know, it impairs my prowess with a shovel. The pain is very severe, you understand.
Aye, Dan, aye. That I do.
Slow down, you big-bellied baboon! Can't you run, you run. If we don't get there, they'll all be sold out. What Lucinda, my dears?
And don't come back, you old bog trotter. There'll be no more pay for you till you go to work. Nay, and nothing else.
Oh, Lucinda.
Miss Lucinda, please don't cry.
If that storyteller did anything to you...
I'm not crying. I never cried.
Yes, ma'am. I know, ma'am.
We only came in for some of your delicious pie.
Of course. Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am.
Two.
Yes, ma'am, two, please. Miss Lucinda, if there's anything at all we can do.
Like raising a few knots on Dan Mickelson's head?
No. I mean, he's a dangerous man. I didn't want you to be hurt on my account.
Dan Mickelson's dangerous?
Maybe if we just talk to him.
By hand.
Mr. Coyle, Mr. Briscoe, you're good friends. Aye, and good man as well. But I'm afraid it'll take a miracle to make Dan go to work. Thank you kindly.
Yes, now, Miss Lucinda, don't you be discouraged now. Remember, them miracles is always happening, and I got a feeling one is just before happening now.
Dangerous. I can whoop that lazy storyteller with one hand.
Don't be dumb, Briscoe. He may be a worthless critter, but she's in love with him. Don't you know nothing about love?
No, and neither do you.
Heck, I don't. I almost got married once.
You're lying.
I ain't doing no such a thing. You remember when you laid up there over at Taos? There's this widow woman there. She owned a ranch outside of town. She had 6 cows.
You never told me, Corley.
Well, there's lots of things I never told you. You ain't my daddy.
Yeah, but I'm your partner.
Well, that's different. Ain't the same thing at all. Don't be mad at me tomorrow. Right now, we got to figure out some way to keep Miss Lucinda happy. You know, we don't want to lose the best pie baker in Alder Gulch.
The only pie maker in Alder Gulch.
Got to figure out some way to get that old Dan Mickelson to go to work, but that's going to take some real sneaky thinking.
Henry Laverne.
No. No, absolutely not. You two are not getting me involved in any more of your crazy schemes.
You wasn't listening, Henry. We want you to do the scheming.
Meddlers. You two are born meddlers.
Well, ain't no such thing.
Look, never mind the insults. How do we get Dan to go to work?
Well, now, that's a real problem. Now, that's going to take some hard thinking.
Well, think. Think.
Well, the trouble is, I don't think too well when I'm hungry.
Oh. Here, have a hunk.
Blackmailer.
Nothing of the kind. Merely priming the pump.
Well?
No. First of all, we have to find a reason for Dan to want to work. Now, what's he like best?
Well, it's easy. Pie.
Exactly. So, we have Miss Lucinda cut him off.
No,
and then
she's already done that. We just heard it.
No, that was just talk. He means for real.
Yeah, but what if it don't work, Henry?
Well, then we start to put the pressure on.
Oh.
Fairest damsel of them all, may I offer you a small token of my esteem?
Do you have a job yet?
Well, no.
Then you may know. I'll be accepting no tokens from a man with empty pockets and a fear of decent work.
But Lucinda...
But me no buts, Don Mickelson. I'll no be courted by a worthless loafer.
Will you not even allow me to tell you a tale of romance and adventure in exchange for a wee piece of pie?
I told you. No more pie till you go to work.
As you command, my dear. I shall go seeking employment this very day.
Employment. Ah, the man's hopeless. Hopeless, I tell you. The man cares for naught but his books and his stories.
Nonsense, Miss Lucinda. Now, Dan loves you, and you know it.
Aye, maybe he does. But he'll never be able to support a wife. And I'll no support any man.
Well, of course not. You just don't give up hope. Why, we've barely started.
Yeah, a few more weeks without your pie, he's gonna feel mighty different.
I fear it's no use.
Miss Lucinda, Henry's got lots more ideas. Ain't you, Henry?
Well, he better have.
Well, yes, of course. Now, you just hang on, Miss Lucinda. We'll have Dan working in 2 weeks.
You're good friends. And you mean well. But I'm afraid you're wasting your time. Aye. And me too. I'll be going now.
Well? Oh, hush up and sit down. I'm getting an idea.
Yeah, it better be a good one.
Dan's not really worried yet, because he figures that she's going to soften up sooner or later.
Well, she always does.
And why?
Because she loves him and he knows it.
And why? How does he know it?
Oh, for Pete's sakes. Because she ain't never looked at anyone twice, that's why.
Exactly. Well, Dan Mickelson is going to have a rival for Miss Lucinda's hand.
Oh, you're loco. She wouldn't.
Oh, hush up. He means pretend. Don't you?
Yes, of course. If Dan thinks there's a chance that he might really lose her, there ain't nothing he won't do to hang on to her, even go to work.
Well, you're the love expert. What do you think?
Just might work.
Now, the problem is to find the right man. Someone that Dan will take seriously. Like maybe a miner with a rich claim.
But don't look at me. I'm too ugly and ignorant. Now, Corley here, he's a regular Casanova. He knows all about women and all that.
Oh, hush up. I'm just as ugly as you are, and I ain't got no smarts neither.
Oh, relax. You're both too old.
Oh.
Old. Now, we need a man about 45. Handsome. Well-educated. A smooth talker.
You think what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking he'd be perfect.
Well, not perfect, but he'll sure do.
Who are you talking about?
Henry?
No, not me. I absolutely refuse. There is no way. No, I told you. No.
Yancy, my friend, you make the tastiest Irish stew in Alder Gulch.
How about some more? There's plenty here.
No, thanks, I'm full. Unless perhaps you wouldn't happen to have a wee piece of pie?
If I did, I'd sure be eating it myself. I hear Miss Lucinda's cut you off.
Oh, merely a temporary maneuver to enmesh me in the coils of crude labor.
Way we got it, she's passing out the pie to Henry LeBaron now.
Gossip, my friend, gossip. Foul prevarication.
Well, never mind that now. How about that play? Let's hear the end of it.
Very well. Gentlemen, lend me your ears. This is the final act of that horrendous tragedy, Macbeth. The action takes place in that old castle in the anteroom at Dunsinane.
There he is, Corley. I wonder what he's reading today.
Don't make no never mind. We ain't here to listen to no stories.
Now slip your arm through mine. Move closer and smile up at me.
Like this?
Yes, that's fine.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out! Out, brief candle! Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot. Gentlemen, I'm afraid I'll have to finish this soliloquy later. There is some business of great urgency I must attend.
Come on, this could be better than Macbeth.
Whoa, whoa! Down from there! You storekeeper!
Oh, what the devil!
John Nicholson, you go away.
You keep out of this. Back to your kitchen.
Now look here, you!
No, I'll teach you to practice your French wiles on my lady.
Oh, for the love of mud!
Dan, stop it!
Be quiet, my lady. I'm only going to thrash him. On your feet, you blackguard.
Why, you silly loafer!
And now, my fairest Lucinda.
Don't you speak to me, you beast.
But my dear, my sweet, I was only defending your virtue.
You best leave her alone.
Yeah, she's found a man who can support her.
But I will.
Oh, yeah, you can read her them stories. You better get away from here, old man. We'll swat you like a fly.
But, gentlemen, you're making a grievous error. Lucinda loves me. Someday I'll find me a gold mine. You'll see. You'll all see.
Oh, now that is a lie. I'd have demolished him if it hadn't been for that woman clubbing me from behind.
Sure you would, Henry.
Well, it's the truth.
Oh, of course it is. She must have hit you that little stick 3-4 times.
Little stick? Well, that club was at least a foot thick, at least.
Oh, yeah, at least, yeah.
It serves me right for listening to you two lunatics in the first place.
You didn't want Miss Lucinda to get mad and move away no more than we did.
Oh, well, anyway, that's settled for now. Dan did go to work, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Went to work all right. Got himself a job helping Yancey that very same day.
Oh, thank heavens for that.
They got fired the next morning when Yancey found him reading instead of shoveling.
Oh, no.
Appears to me you're going to have to come up with something new, Henry.
Yeah. Something that'll really work this time.
Now, look, if you two think I'm going to get mixed up with that pair again, you're a few bricks short of a load.
I just thought you'd like to have a chance to get even with old Dan, you know.
Yeah.
I reckon some fellas don't mind being whooped.
Yeah. You know, it kind of irritated me the way old Dan was a-bragging how he stomped Henry for cozying up to his lady friend.
He what? By that Irish pipsqueak, I'll take him apart corpuscle by
Ooh.
It wouldn't hurt him nearly as much if you made him go to work.
Yeah. You know, Dan gets by without working because the miners feed him in order to hear his stories. Now, suppose those same miners should get mad at him. You know, Dan hasn't had a taste of pie in about 3 weeks. And Miss Lucinda is baking pie tomorrow.
You got it?
You know, Dan's always wanted a gold mine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're going to see that he gets one and that he works it. Now, listen.
Miss Lucinda! Come quick, Coyle's been hurt!
I can't come right now.
But you gotta come, he needs you!
Why? I'll come.
Hey, stop! Thief! Stop! Come back here! Stop him! He stole that pie!
Please, fellas. I had no intention. It's only a little pie.
Dan Mickelson, this here miner's court has found you guilty of stealing a dried peach pie from Miss Lucinda McPherson.
But it was only a wee little pie.
Cash up. It is a sentence of this here court that for the next 6 months you work or you don't eat. Now, we've marked you out a claim up there on the side of that hill. Mr. Briscoe, you will hand the prisoner his pick.
Yes, sir, Mr. Coyle.
But there's no gold on that hillside.
If you don't work, you don't eat.
But for 6 months?
Every day of it, and there's going to be someone right here all the time to see that you don't do no loafing.
Gentlemen, this is inhuman. Report back.
The sentence starts right now, so get.
I won't.
Maybe he'd rather we strung him up by his thumbs for a few days.
Yeah. Or we could tie him to a couple of mules.
Enough. I'll work.
That's the spirit. Who knows, you might strike it rich.
Come on, put your back into it harder. Well, now what's wrong?
It's gold. Gold.
What?
I've struck a vein. Look, I'm rich. I'm rich.
The biggest strike in Alder Gulch, and we had to give it to him.
Yeah, and then he sells it and takes Miss Lucinda away for good.
I think I may cut my throat.
Well, no more pies for us.
Hey, wait, Coily. I hear there's a woman over in White Flats who makes wonderful pies.
Oh?
Yeah, now all we have to do is figure out how to get her over here. She takes over Miss Lucinda's place, and then... Oh, but that'll take a lot of tall scheming there.
Well, what we got to do is get a feller, you know, a gentleman-type feller.
Oh, no. Oh, no, you two don't. Now, I got beat up once. I'm here.
And so it happened in Alder Gulch, where thousands of hard-working miners toiled and searched for the pot of gold. And one man's laziness and his hunger for pie led him to an incredible fortune. Strange? Yes, but true.